Hello everyone, welcome to Running Otaku. I am the Running Otaku, and today we're going to talk about Garmin and music. Specifically, I've got the Garmin 245 music, but if you have any Garmin that plays music, it's pretty much the same story. The question I get asked the most is which running watch should I buy? Well, it depends on a number of factors, and one of the most important is whether or not you listen to music when you run. If you do, stay tuned. I'm going to talk about the music capabilities of the Garmin 245 and similar watches. So yes, the Garmin 245 music and the other Garmin watches that play music can play music and podcasts and audiobooks. However, the user experience is decidedly mixed. Let's go ahead and take a look at that experience for ourselves. So the first thing you need to do is connect your Wi-Fi on your watch to the network, and you do that through the Garmin Connect app on your phone. The second thing you need to do is to download a music app to your Garmin watch, in this case Spotify. So through the Garmin app on your phone, you go ahead and do that, and then you need to install it by clicking this button here. And then once it's installed, you need to connect your Spotify account to your Garmin IQ account, and you'll do that by signing in and entering your credentials for Spotify, and once that's done, the two accounts are connected. Before I go any further, if you like what you're watching, go ahead, click the like button, and if you really like it, click subscribe and maybe even that little bell right next to it. That way, every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know about it. So as you can see here, these are all of my playlists on my Spotify account. Some of them are my daughter's. And now they are synced to the watch in that you can see the playlist, but the songs themselves actually have not been downloaded yet. So what you need to do is scroll through those playlists, see which ones that you want to add to your watch. And when you do find a playlist you want to add, then you go ahead and you click it, and then you wait. I love tea, don't you? Okay, now the second group's songs are the Made For You list here that Spotify does, and they'll show up on the watch as well. So you can click those, and again, you'll see all the Made For You lists. But once again, the songs themselves have not yet been downloaded. You'll have to do that one by one. There's also workouts here, which aren't in my Spotify playlist, but these are special songs with high beats per minute for running. So for instance, this run in bass right here is 170 to 175 beats per minute to get your cadence up and going. Now, podcasts on Spotify work much the same way in order to download, but there's two big problems. The first of which is every time there's a new podcast, you'll have to download it manually. And then every time you want to remove it from your watch, you have to do that manually as well. The second issue is that the podcasts don't autoplay. So once the first podcast ends, if you're still in your run, you'll probably have to stop, go through your watch, find the podcast you want to listen to, and then start it up again. It's really frustrating. Now, I just did the demonstration showing Spotify. However, you can do the same thing with Amazon Music or with Deezer. You can even directly connect your PC or your Mac through a USB cable to your watch and download music that way. However, with the latest version of Mac OS, I tried to download some podcasts and music, and I had a fail, so I might have missed something, or something could be broken right now. So there is a third-party app in which you can download and play podcasts on your Garmin, but it's pretty buggy and I can't recommend it. In fact, if you're a developer, there's a big hole in the market right now for a podcast app for Garmin watches. So in summary, if you mostly listen to Spotify music playlists, I'd say the experience is good, probably good enough It's a little bit antiquated and a little bit clunky as I showed you, but it does work. If you listen to podcasts, that works too, but I think after a week or two, you might get so annoyed by trying to manage your podcast list and delete and add new ones that you'll probably just give up after a week or two. Okay, with all that said and done, there's still one other audio feature which is great for the Garmin 245 Music and the other Garmin watches, and that's called audio prompts. Now, what this is an alert that you can set on your watch based on time or based on lap, and you can have it read your pace, your distance, or your time run. You can even set it up as a heart rate alert, so when you go in and out of zones, it will notify you. So that alone, I think, is a great feature, especially if you've done pre-programmed workouts, and I'll link to that right here to show you how to do that through Garmin Connect, because that's really good as well. But if you have that set up, you can actually put in an earbud, do your workout, and get all the audio prompts about starting and stopping and your pace without ever having to look at your watch. So that's pretty amazing. And so there you go. What do you guys think? Is the Garmin 245 Music in your future? Let me know in the comments below. Also, for those of you that have Apple Watches, I will do a similar rundown in a future episode about listening to music and podcasts on the Apple Watch. A little bit of a spoiler alert, it's much, much better than on the Garmin. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.